I call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Eagle Scout Alexander Wells and remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you, Alexander. I would like to invite Alexander to the podium and ask him to tell about his Eagle Scout project, and also invite legislator Laura Petit up to join him for the presentation.
Would you like to start, or you want me to
You can start.
Okay, all right. So, Alexander did a project in the town of Esopus right out of the town halls. I don't know, do we get the pictures up? No, I said a couple. It is actually a beautiful memorial. It is called a Flag Retirement Memorial. It was finished in August of 2018, and there was a ceremony September of 2018. And the purpose of this will be to retire our flags the proper way, which is to burn them. And it's my understanding that Alexander's grandfather was in the military, and one of the first flags that they will be burning there will be his. So it is quite an honor, not only for the town of Esopus, but I'm sure for your family to have that there in his memory. Also, it was brought to my attention that the county now has retired flag collection boxes, so we hope you stop by once in a while. If not, you know, I can bring them out to you. But when is your ceremony going to be?
My Eagle ceremony will be on March 23rd at St. James Church.
Okay, and that's when he'll officially be an Eagle Scout?
Yes.
Okay, and we can look forward to the first flag burning ceremony on June 14th?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, but so it is my honor to give you the from the Ulster County Legislature, the Pride of Ulster County Award for Troop Number 7 of Kingston in recognition and honor of achieving Boy Scouts of America's highest honor, Eagle Scout, this 19th day of September 2019. So, congratulations.
No, you said everything.
Okay. Yes, can we get you the family up?
Clerk Favela, would you please read the announcements?
Yes. Fire evacuation plan. Please note that in the event of an emergency, the fire department has requested that legislators and all others move at least 1 block away from the county office building in order not to impede the firefighters in their duties. Cell phones. Please silence cell phones for the duration of the session. Microphones. Please be reminded to use your microphones when speaking so you are recorded for the official record. Roll call. Archer.
Here.
Bartels.
Here.
Collins.
Here.
DeLon.
Here.
Donaldson.
Here.
Eckert.
Here.
Fabiano.
Here.
Gerantine.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Haynes.
Here.
Hefner.
Here.
Litz.
Here.
Lopez. Mayo. Maloney James. Maloney Joseph.
Here.
Nolan.
Here.
Petit.
Here.
Roberts.
Here.
Rodriguez. Ronk.
Here.
Warrow.
Here.
And Waltman.
Here.
20 present and 3 absent.
Thank you. I'm pleased to introduce David Gordon, our new legislative counsel, and I want to welcome back legislative counsel Chris Ragucci and minority counsel Nick Pascal. Thank you. Okay, we have some birthdays in February. Legislator Kathy Nolan on February 1st. Happy birthday. Majority Leader Jonathan Hepner, February 2nd. Happy birthday. Legislator Julius Collins Jr., February 21st. Happy birthday. Legislator Lynn Archer, February 22nd. And Deputy Clerk Jay Mahler on February 23rd. Legislator Hepner, do I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor of dispensing with the reading of the minutes?
Aye.
Thank you. Please take note that there are several important communications and reports, and they're all on file with the clerk should you like to review them. I'm going to ask at this time that Legislator Donaldson take the chair so that I can make my address. Good evening, members of the legislature, Majority Leader Hepner, Minority Leader Ronk, Vice Chairman Donaldson, honored guests, and citizens. It's a privilege to stand before you as your newly elected chair. In the short time that I've served in this position, I've developed a newfound respect for the work of my predecessors, 3 of which serve in this body. Former chairs Gerentine, Donaldson, and Ronk, thank you very much for your commitment to Ulster County and your continued collaboration. Ulster County is in a state of extraordinary transition. For the first time since the charter's adoption, we have a new county executive, albeit appointed rather than elected. I will be calling a special meeting in the short term to set a date for a special election to determine her replacement, followed by the possibility of a primary and a general election in November. Throughout it all, the legislature will be called upon to provide continuity and calm. Having served in the previous form of government, I have a sense of historical perspective. I was a member of the Ulster County Efficiency Committee that oversaw the drafting of the charter. Prior to its adoption, Ulster County was in financial crisis. Significant tax increases and cost overruns at the jail had led us to look for a better way. The charter created 2 branches of government with separate duties and powers, both accountable to the public. To be sure, we have come a long way. Today, the state of our county is sound. Together with the executive, we have delivered 7 years of lower property taxes. In fact, the 2019 county tax levy is at its lowest level since 2009. We deliver critical services and have made significant investment in infrastructure. Ulster County is a leader in environmental stewardship, and we've been recognized for our achievements on the national stage. These are our shared successes. The executive, the legislature, and the county employees working together for the benefit of our 183,000 citizens. Yet sometimes the legislature is called to task for claiming to contribute to executive achievement. Once, when I referenced tax cuts in my campaign literature, a member of the press sent me a personal letter. Really, Tracy? You're smarter than that. He was implying that I had nothing to do with the balancing of a budget. In fact, that none of us do. And the truth is more complicated. While the charter assigned sole power to the legislature to make policy, it hasn't always worked out that way. As the chief budgetary officer, the county executive has functionally legislated policy through the budget process. The privatization of Golden Hill Healthcare Center, creation of the Strive Project, Ellenville Million Initiative, and the county takeover of Safety Net were all executive policy initiatives effectuated through the budget. Without a doubt, the legislature partnered in their successful passage, but we have struggled to realize our full potential. both as the designated policymakers and as the appropriating body. Our challenge is not unique. In 1974, the Congressional Budget Office was created to provide objective, impartial information about budgetary issues. Before that time, executive branch agencies provided cost estimates on budgetary and legislation issues, and those estimates had a history of varying depending on how much the president approved of them. The CBO was designed to make Congress less dependent on the executive branch when it came to analyzing and effectively challenging the numbers. I propose that we work toward a similar solution. I ask legislators Archer and Gerentine, Chair and Deputy Chair of Ways and Means, to work together to determine the changes necessary to provide the legislature with a truly independent means of fiscal analysis. During last year's budget cycle, we approved an additional position to aid in that endeavor. We are currently preparing for interviews for candidates for the position, and we expect to hire an analyst by the end of the month. This is of critical importance to define our place and to ensure more active participation in the budgetary process. I want to thank all those legislative members who have agreed to serve as committee chairs and deputy chairs. Your willingness to dedicate your time and to the service of your communities and to this body does not go unrecognized. Starting in March, I will institute monthly joint meetings of standing committee chairs. We will all benefit from improved communication and cross-committee discussion. Additionally, I'm working with Acting County Executive Rider to establish a regular working meeting between the deputy executives, committee chairs, and deputy chairs, along with department heads where appropriate. Allowing for more time to review and discuss proposed resolutions will result in increased understanding of operations and the ability for us to focus more of our attention on shaping policy. I also look forward to establishing a working relationship with the Office of the County Comptroller. The Comptroller's Office was created to provide the internal auditing function of the county. The charter gave the legislature the authority to direct the Comptroller. We have yet to exercise that option. I ask the Laws and Rules Committee, in consultation with standing committees, to formalize requests to evaluate those departments, agencies, and programs that would most assist the legislature in the function of its duties. We must cast politics aside and past disagreements. The time has come for a clean slate. Criminal justice reform is coming to Ulster County. Initiatives contained in the governor's budget would see transformative change at the local level, including the elimination of cash bail for misdemeanor and nonviolent crimes, expansion of the discovery process, and a state ban on asset seizures without an arrest. Our new sheriff, Juan Figueroa, who has joined us today, is already hard at work. Thank you, Juan. With the announcement of the retirement of both DA Holly Carnwright and the County Court Judge Don Williams, change is certain. The legislature will be instrumental in that change. The Law Enforcement Committee, under the leadership of Legislator Eckert, will undertake an analysis of current county programming and policy. In support of this important and timely work, I once again call to commission a study to evaluate the Ulster County jail population and the criminal justice systems currently in place that affect that population. Are we adequately providing for alternatives to incarceration? Are we utilizing drug court effectively? What improvements can we make through the enactment of policy to improve recidivism and ensure equal justice? Law enforcement has become the front lines of engagement for issues of mental and behavioral health as well as diseases of addiction. As the policy-making body for this community, we must look for ways to support both our first responders and our citizens. The Ulster County Resource Recovery Agency was created in 1986 for the purpose of developing, financing, and implementing a comprehensive county-wide solid waste management plan. Initially created to site a local landfill, the task was abandoned in favor of a county-wide solid waste transfer station system. Currently, Ulster County exports approximately 130,000 tons of solid waste at an annual cost of more than $7 million. Recent trends in the worldwide market for recyclables have focused the issue and changed the discussion. Chinese regulations instituted in early 2018 resulted in a backlog of materials and a national crisis. In Ulster County, as in the nation, we are called upon to reinvent ourselves and to rethink our consumption. The issue of dual versus single stream has hit home. With disappearing markets for glass and paper, our understanding of the true cost of recycling is challenged. If there isn't a market, is diversion really diversion? States like Washington and Pennsylvania have already created or are proposing state legislation to incentivize market incubators for recycling. There are no easy answers. Solid waste disposal is just as complicated. Seneca Meadows, where we currently haul our MSW, is some 240 miles away, and it is nearing capacity. At the end of this year, we will rebid our transportation and disposal costs, and we are warned to be prepared for the possibility of a significant cost increase. New York State DEC estimates that the total landfill capacity in New York State, including municipal and authority-owned landfills, will be fully expended by 2037. Other estimates place that date 7 years sooner. We can no longer afford to push off decision-making. Former Chairman Ronk and the Ulster County RRA began the work of investigating a regional approach to waste management in the form of the GUS initiative, Green, Ulster, and Sullivan. It was the beginning of an important conversation. Currently, the UC RRA is in the process of drafting revisions to a long ago submitted local solid waste management plan. In the face of new state regulations and a call for self-reliance, we must, once and for all, take ownership. I'm announcing today the formation of a joint commission made up of members of the Ulster County RRA and the county legislature. Together, for the first time in the county's history, we will inform the creation of a solid waste management plan from the onset. We will commit to action. We will succeed where those before us have failed. I want to extend a special thanks to Tim Rose, Executive Director of the RRA, who joins us today, and to Fred Wadenola. Fred is our past legislative chairman and the current chair of the Ulster County RRA. I want to thank him for his partnership and his leadership. I look forward to our work together for the benefit of future Ulster County generations. We cannot afford to delay. The status quo is unsustainable. 12 years into my service as a legislator, I still get asked, what exactly is it that county government does? To answer that question, I state proudly that county government provides critical services. We take care of the most vulnerable among us, administering nearly all federal and human service mandate programs. We administer foster care, daycare, heating assistance, emergency housing, food stamps, domestic violence prevention programs. We provide veteran services. We test for lead in homes, and we provide rabies vaccinations. We inspect food service establishments to ensure that the health standards are met. We coordinate disaster preparedness, patrol our waterways, run criminal background checks, and prosecute felony crimes. We maintain infrastructure, including over 400 miles of county roads and more than 150 bridges, some of which are on our agenda tonight. And we coordinate and fund service for special needs children from birth until the age of 5. For all this and more, I want to thank the dedicated workforce of Ulster County. Ulster County has over 1,300 employees, men and women that work to make a difference in the lives of our residents. They are the everyday heroes of this county, and they deserve to be recognized and applauded. In closing, I look forward to the coming year of opportunity. I want to thank Acting County Executive Ryder for her willingness to work together to navigate the coming months in a spirit of partnership. To my fellow legislators, I extend to each of you my respect and my commitment to listen to your concerns, and my thanks for giving me the opportunity to serve as your chair. Legislative success depends on our ability to rise above partisan politics and to put the interest of Ulster County residents first. Working together, we will continue to deliver real reform within the confines of a responsible budget. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to resolutions. Legislator Hepner. Oh, public comment, sorry.
Public comment.
All right. And it begins. All right, we'll now open the floor for public comment. You will have up to 3 minutes to speak. Please keep note of the timekeeper in the back of the room by the camera. And if you have any written comments, please feel free to deliver them to the clerk, and they will be added to the record. Vicki, you're going to read the list of public speakers?
There's 2 people signed up. The first speaker is Cynthia Bell.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Bell, and I'm the president of the League of Women Voters of the Mid-Hudson region. In this first session of the legislature in 2019, our league would like to take a moment to recognize legislator Ken Ronk for his service as legislative chair from 2016 to 2018. Legislator Ronk did an exemplary job in his role as chairman. He ensured that everyone had a chance to speak on important issues, listened to those on both sides of the aisle, and encouraged compromise, all with a good sense of humor. He maintained an environment stressing the importance of respect and professionalism, leading by example. Given that much of politics on the federal level has devolved into a shouting match with no one willing to compromise or engage with the other side of an issue, we appreciate Ken's leadership all the more. He held true to what government should be, and we thank him for his service. The League of Women Voters also wanted to take a moment to recognize Chair Tracy Bartels. She is only the second woman to serve as chair of this legislature. Sorry, we're back at me. And as a legislator, she has shown herself to be committed to delving into the issues, ensuring that whatever comes before her is fully vetted before casting her vote. Her record also shows a strong commitment to the environment, which will be appreciated for generations to come. Our league believes that she will bring that focus with her to her new role as chair, and we are looking forward to continued progress in Ulster County. Thank you for this opportunity to speak.
The second and last speaker signed up is Tom Polk.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity to speak. I'd like to speak in support of 2 of the resolutions that I understand you'll be considering tonight, Resolution 54 and 55. My name is Tom Polk. I am a bicycle educator with the YMCA of Kingston and Ulster County, and I've been teaching kids how to be safe on bicycles and taking them on bike rides for at least 10 years at the Y, and many years before that with my own kids. These resolutions continue the progress that the county has initiated with its network of rail trail conversions over the years and the policies that this legislature has voted for. I think it's important to continue this momentum so that the first resolution relating to the Ashokan Rail Trail trailheads, accepting the grant from New York City to construct the trailheads, should be approved. This project will give us the trailheads to allow the access once the trail construction is completed. And Resolution 55 engages the county in an eminent domain process in which the Kingston to Hurley Rail Trail connection will be able to be completed this year. And we're approaching construction season, even though it's the middle of winter. But construction projects, as you all know, take a while to get through the various pipelines. And we'd really like to see this connection made this year. And if you think about it, the connection from Kingston through Hurley, through Marbletown, all the way to High Falls would allow our residents and our kids to travel a considerable distance off-road and in safety. So thank you for your time. I appreciate everything that's gone before and hope to see progress continue tonight. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak during public comment? Okay. The chair recognizes Legislator Hepner for a motion to suspend the rules.
Chairman Bartels, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules of order for the purpose of considering resolution number 55.
Do I hear a second?
I'd like to second that.
Thank you. Okay. And on the motion for the suspension of the rules?
We are a short yes with the following noes: Legislator Donaldson and Legislator Joseph Maloney.
We're a short yes.
Okay.
The motion to suspend the rules is adopted, 18 to 2.
Okay.
Motion to call a vote.
Second. All in favor?
No
one wants
to speak on it?
Okay. Legislator Green? I'm sorry, this is still on the... This is on Resolution 55, if you'd like to speak. You can be recognized. Yes, Legislator Green.
I just want to say quickly that I'm voting in favor of this resolution.
Microphone, please.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'm voting in favor of the resolution, but there's a parallel issue in a very similar location, and that is the need to have safe crossing of 209 for the railroad. And I just want to be sure that that is addressed. The Department of Transportation supports that. There's funding to do it. And I just want to be sure that that doesn't get delayed and the funding run out. Thank you.
Legislator Petit?
Thank you. I am not an advocate of eminent domain. However, in this case, considering that two of the parcels are actively negotiating with the county, and the fact that it could potentially prohibit access for not just the trail but also the rail, I am in favor of this resolution. I also agree with Legislator Green that we do need to look forward, further onto the 209 corridor and procure additional funding to make sure that that's a secure crossing.
On the resolution?
On the resolution, we are a short yes with the following noes: Legislator Donaldson and Legislator Joseph Maloney.
We're short yes.
Resolution 55 is adopted, 18 to 2.
Okay, moving on to the resolution package. Legislator Hepner, are there any resolutions that you're moving in or out of consent?
Yes, we'd like to move to consent resolutions 29, 60, and 67.
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor of amending the consent package?
Aye.
Legislator Hepner?
We'll be a short yes with one abstention, however.
Well, I believe that there are resolutions to be moved out of consent as well.
Okay. Legislator Hepner?
You have those, right?
Oh, yeah. We would like to move resolution number 7 out of consent, out of consent to not.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that as well.
We would also like to move resolutions 26, 27, 28, and 38 into non-consent.
A second on that?
I still second it.
Okay. All those in favor on the consent and non-consent packages as amended?
On the amendment to the package?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, aye.
Okay. And on the consent package?
We are a short yes with one abstention. Resolution number 47, Legislator Nolan.
We have a short yes with abstentions on the following resolutions for Legislator Litz, 22, 23, 65, and 66 for purposes of employment. 65, then.
On the consent agenda, it's adopted 20 to 0 with the exception of resolution 22, 23, and 65, which are adopted 19 to 0 with one abstention, Legislator Litz, and resolution 47, which is adopted 19 to 0 with one abstention, Legislator Nolan.
Okay, we will now move into the non-consent package.
Resolution 400 of 2018, adopting proposed local law number 20 of 2018, a local law requiring restaurants and fast food service establishments provide plastic beverage straws solely upon request.
Legislator Donaldson.
Yeah, we have some amendments that are actually, everybody has a copy of them that we worked through in those rules.
Later down.
It actually is shifting things from 400 to 80. I'm sorry. And also, I'd like to also add to that as another friendly amendment that it is also known as skip the straw legislation, and both the minority and the majority leader agreed with it.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second. Just because it's okay.
Okay, on the amendments.
We are a short yes.
Everyone's a yes on the amendments, right? Yeah, we're a short yes.
The amendments are adopted 20 to 0.
We changed the language, fix it up.
On the resolution.
We are a short yes.
On the public hearing, we are a short yes.
The resolution is adopted as amended 20 to 0.
Resolution 519 of 2018, authorizing the chair of the Ulster County Legislature to enter into an agreement with the Department of Justice for asset forfeiture, Ulster County Sheriff.
On the resolution.
We are a short yes with the following noes: Chairwoman Bartels and Legislator Donaldson.
We are an enthusiastic short yes with one recusal, Legislator Waltman.
The resolution is adopted 17 to 2 with one abstention, Legislator Wallman.
Resolution 26. Oh, I'm sorry. Resolution number. Okay. Approving the execution of a contract amendment in excess of $50,000 entered into by the county, Gorman Brothers Incorporated, Department of Public Works.
On the resolution. Legislator Joseph Maloney.
So, we're going to talk about donations again. You know, we're going to be voting on a possible special election coming up, and I hope the two Pats are listening. And I hope they come in and do something like Laura Coran has done in Westchester County, and just puts it right on the table day one. I'm not going to accept any donations from any businesses contracting with the county. She did some other great things with her appointees. She talked about the reason she did that. I think people should Google her and look her up. It makes a lot of sense. We started to do some of these things in other surrounding counties around here. And some things concern me here. We have tens of thousands of dollars coming into this county over the last couple of years, and millions of dollars going out to those same entities. It's a problem. I can't tell you how many times people see a meeting on public access and they come up to me. They thank me for bringing these things up. On the 6th floor, I don't get a lot of thanks. But I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people out there that really want to see the money taken out of politics. They want to see it cleaned up, and they want to know that the greater good is being prioritized over all else. And when you have a company like Gorman Brothers, who has donated thousands of dollars to our executive under 5 different names, American Asphalt Distributors, the Caddy Company, spelled 2 different ways, Mohawk Asphalt Emulsions, the Gorman Group. You look up the Caddy Company, it was a company started in the 30s. They started to work with Gorman in the 60s, and eventually Gorman bought them out in 1980. Why the Caddy Company is making donations from another county, a company that does not technically exist anymore, to our county's executive confuses me, and it concerns me, and I think it should concern everybody up here when these kinds of things continue to happen. Something else worth pointing out is who, for the last many years, has taken in these donations. Our county, the head of finance and the head of budget, making $130,000 a year, or somewhere thereabouts, is the campaign treasurer to our executive or former executive. That is so inappropriate, so unethical, without question, should never have been allowed to happen. It was just continued to allowed to happen. The man was paid $15,000 out of that campaign in quick check gift cards in a Ways and Means meeting. Some of us may remember he told us that he put it on his financial disclosure form. I have it right here. He didn't. He never disclosed that. There's a problem. I have issues with it. I think we all should. And It concerns me. I'll be a no, and I'll continue to be no on contracts with companies that donate big dollars and get big contracts back.
Legislator Litz.
I can understand Legislator Maloney's point, but all of these contracts were low bid contracts. They were public bids, which I don't know how any influence would affect a public bid, but they're statewide bids.
Legislator Maloney.
You know, I've heard that argument before. I'll point some things out to you. One, we use discretion. I've explained this before. It's not always the low bid that gets these contracts. There's a contract later on where I'm going to talk about a deputy executive admitting to us that additional issues beyond monetary effects were taken into consideration when choosing a contract. That means there's times, and it's happening all over the state. Open up your paper on a daily basis and read about another corruption scandal, another pay-for-play scandal. It all has to do with bid manipulation. You have add-ons. We've had contracts in this county that have added on over 10 times to that original contract. So you could be the lower bid, and you could continue to add on and get paid, and at the end of the job, you weren't the lowest bid. So you could come in low for one, get the contract, and then add on to it. You have bids where we've backed out. We accept the bids. We figure something out that we want to go back out to bid. We have to change something. We have to tweak something in the contract. We just heard about this. Then we go back out to bid. Now different companies end up with that bid. And then you have the discretion. You go out for these RFPs and you create a bid. And that's what is happening all over this state. You can create a bid that only certain companies will be able to adhere to. So if you're telling me, Legislator Litz, that you have no concerns with any contracts around this county or around this state, then I think you're in the minority. And I know there are plenty of people out there, I bet you there's people in this room right now that are a little frustrated hearing a legislator say, we have a bid process, no worries. It's our job to worry. And reason to worry.
Legislator Waltman.
Thank you, Chairwoman. I'd just like to say that the bid process has a built-in protection, and where I feel confident enough about voting yes on these contracts is the fact that there's other bidders. If a bidder who was not successful in a bid felt that he was wrong somehow, there's a process to remediate that, and that's called a bid protest. If what was represented here was authentically true, that we would be so jammed up with bid protest that we wouldn't have any contracts to vote on or award. So I feel reassured that our purchasing department does a good job of bidding contracts, and I feel very confident in supporting this and the other contracts that are on our agenda tonight.
Legislator Litz.
I just would like to explain my 42-year career dealing with bidding and contracts on a state and federal level. What Mr. Maloney is alluding to, there are certain contracts that are best value, and you can take into consideration other things that qualify bidders, and most of those are professional services. These types of procurement contracts where they're supplying asphalt or doing milling or cold in-place recycling, they're typically bid on a state contract, the OGS contract services, and it's low bidder. There is no, well, let's take that guy, let's take that guy. No, it's low bid. So education will go a long ways.
Legislator Maloney.
Thank you. I really appreciate both of you guys. It was, I think it was Legislator Waltman that was telling us just a couple of months ago, a group of legislators that he's worked under, I think, 4 different mayors in the city of Kingston Was it 4 mayors?
You need to keep your comments
Oh.
through the chair.
Okay. Through the chair, 4 mayors. And he explained to us that he's had to go to all 4 mayors at different points and tell them to loosen up RFPs because they were only going to get one company to come out and bid. I find it quite, maybe I will just call it disingenuous, that when the cameras are rolling and we're up here talking about things, suddenly everything's on the up and up. I mean,
Okay, we're not going to make allegations about other legislators on the floor.
well, no, it was, you didn't say that? I believe.
Through the chair, we're not going to
Through
make
the chair.
allegations.
So no one else here, none of my colleagues here are concerned by a company from another county donating thousands of dollars under 5 different names. No one else is concerned about that, and we shouldn't be concerned. We should assume the bidding process is on the up and up and everything's okay. That's fantastic. I think there's a lot of legislators on the state level that take that approach as well, and I think there's a lot of people out there, a lot of my constituents don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it, and that's why I'm questioning large donations from out-of-town contributors that seem to continue to get million-dollar contracts. But I guess we should all rest assured.
Legislator Donaldson.
Well, I will say that I am concerned. I'm concerned when I see donations going in from people that do business for the county, and then all of a sudden getting more and more contracts. Now, I certainly understand that the bid process is relatively tight at points, but I think some of the points that Legislator Maloney made are valid. I may not agree with all of his points, but some of them are valid. And one of the valid part of it is sometimes those change. And we've seen them happen many times where a bid changes. Once you get the bid, well, a little more work gets added, a little more work gets added. That is probably one of the best ways to get around that low bid, I guess. I don't know. I'm not making the assumption that there is something wrong going on, but there has to be some concern when we see this. And if we want to close our eyes and not have concern, then I have a concern about that. So I certainly understand where he's coming from when you're looking at the donations. And I also agree with him. I certainly hope whoever takes the office addresses that. I hope they address it just like Latimer did, and I forgot her name. What was her name again? Laura Cran. I know Vladimir. They're never Vladimir, but I don't know her. So, but I mean, I certainly hope that whoever comes in does that, and I would hope that everybody in this room encourages whoever comes in does that.
Legislator Litz.
Just for clarification, this resolution is to purchase liquid bituminous material from a state contract that was bid, I don't know, last year or the year before on a state level.
Legislator Donaldson.
Legislator Litz, I understand that, and that's not the point that's being made. The point that's being made, and people, when they look at this, the average person out there, when they see this, they have concerns. They look at this and they're thinking it's quid pro quo or pay for play. I'm not saying that it is. I don't believe it is. But the point is, the public out there does. And if you want to ignore that fact, then ignore the fact. I'm not going to ignore the fact, and I certainly hope whoever takes office in the future understands that and decides that they're not going to take money from people doing business with the county. That's a pretty simple solution. Same thing, I think they should also take the stand that they will not take money from the people that they appoint. Because if you take a look at some of the donations dealing with that, the appointees
Point of
and
order,
they're
can we
giving out a great
keep it
deal of
on the
money. I'm off
resolution?
the subject, sorry about that, but I'll end at that.
Legislator Roberts.
Madam Chair, congratulations on your first night. And I don't have a problem with this resolution, second night. I have confidence in my colleagues and the executive staff to do the right thing, so can I say call the question?
You may. And on the question.
We are a short yes with the following no. Legislator Joseph Maloney.
Yeah, we're a short yes.
The resolution is adopted 19-1.
And I'm going back to get resolution number 7, adopting proposed local law number 24 of 2018, a local law amending local law 5 of 2018, a local law promoting the use of reusable bags and regulating the use of plastic carryout bags and recyclable paper carryout bags.
We are a short yes.
We are a short yes with 2 no's.
Can I interrupt
I'm
to
sorry.
recognize Legislator Litz?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Although I am very in favor of the environment, and I think this is a very good step, I will be voting no on this resolution only because I've asked several times over several months to include biodegradable bags made from corn. I'm a proponent of the agricultural community in our county, which is a very large group of our economic development base. And I don't know why, but each resolution that comes out, I ask for that amendment, and it never makes it into the law. So because we're not including biodegradable bags made from corn, I will be voting no on this resolution.
Legislator Worrell.
And I just wanted to explain my no vote for this. I am totally in favor of this, and you know I've been working on this from the very beginning, but the exemption is what I have a problem with the food stamps. So I believe that we all can do our part, and having been on food stamps at one point, I think that we all have a responsibility and can handle a responsibility like that. And I would like it to be a positive message to people and not get people hung up on the fact that some people don't have to pay the nickel. Thank you.
Okay, on the resolution.
We are a short yes.
We are a short yes with the aforementioned 2 no's. Legislators Litz and Worrell.
The resolution is adopted 18-2.
Resolution 27, approving the execution of a contract in excess of $50,000 entered into by the county, Gorman Brothers Incorporated, Department of Public Works.
On the resolution.
We are a short yes with the following no. Legislator Joseph Maloney.
We're a short yes.
The resolution is adopted 19-1.
Resolution 28, approving the execution of a contract amendment in excess of $50,000 entered into by the county, Peckham Road Corporation, Department of Public Works.
We are a short yes with the following no. Legislator
I'm going to
Joseph
stop
Maloney.
you to recognize Legislator
Quickly,
Maloney.
ditto on the last one. Big donor, many years, long-time relationship with the county as far as continuous contracts. $300,000, $500,000, $900,000. A son of one of the owners, big donations, $800, $375, $950. One of the addresses he uses goes to a Peckham building on Route 28. That was one of the first 5 dispensaries granted in the county. I think we all remember when just a couple of years ago, $12,500 in donations came into our executive, and he signed a letter for a company written by the company, several letters. He had quotes in there like spirit of equality, foresight, ingenuity, mirror those qualities that have long distinguished New York State, talking about the New York Growing Partners. By selecting New York Growing Partners as one of its 5 registered organizations for the manufacturing and dispensing of medical marijuana, New York will be ensuring access for all serving the public good. He didn't even write the letter, but he signed it. He put our county seal on it for $12,500. So when we talk about donations, when we talk about favors and jobs, it makes me uncomfortable, makes a lot of my constituents uncomfortable. I'm going to keep hammering away on it until somebody steps up and stops it. Just stops taking the donations and cleans this up. That's all. I'll be a no.
On the resolution?
Short
Legislator-
yes.
We are short yes with the following no. Legislator Joseph Maloney.
The resolution is adopted 19-1.
Resolution 38, approving the execution of a contract in excess of $50,000 entered into by the county, Health Alliance Hospital, Broadway Campus, Office for the Aging.
Legislator Maloney.
Yep. So, Health Alliance is part of the Westchester Medical Care Health Group. They're a large healthcare conglomerate that has begun to get millions and millions and millions of dollars, county dollars. I have some articles here that talk about what these large conglomerates are starting to do with donations. They have executives and doctors, high-ranking doctors in the hospital, send in big donations, which many people are concerned is for special consideration. I have about $25,000 in donations coming from people connected to Health Alliance and Westchester Medical. We just approved a multi-million-dollar contract for medical examiner where I pulled the minutes from a Ways and Means meeting when Ken Cronell confirmed that extensive work was completed over an extended period of time, that all alternatives were reviewed and analyzed appropriately, and that the county's RFP process was completed, which included consideration of additional issues beyond monetary effects. Large donations coming in, discretion being used to choose Westchester Medical. Now we have another Health Alliance contract. These donations are still there. Some of these doctors and executives have donated thousands and thousands of dollars. There's a doctor that is working with Health Alliance right now. Him and his wife had donated $9,000 in a matter of 9 months back in 2008. On October 21st, 2008, the wife of that doctor donated $1,000. On October 31st of 2008, that same woman donated $5,000. And 13 days later, on November 13th, she was given a $112,000 deputy executive position with the county. She's now the county executive. If I'm not supposed to be concerned, I don't think I'm doing my job. I think if anybody out there that's not involved heard what I just said.
As a point of order, I don't think that has anything to do with this resolution.
It has everything to do with my vote on Health Alliance and my concerns about a relationship. Has our executive recused herself from these conversations? Does she walk out of the room when we're talking about Health Alliance now? Is anyone else concerned that we have Ken Cronell, another deputy, admitting to using additional issues beyond monetary effects?
I think you're stretching the
You're going to shut me down.
I think you're stretching
I've
the
never
latitude.
watched somebody get shut down in a year up here, and I'm
giving you the latitude. I'm saying I think
I'm
you are
explaining my
stretching.
vote. And if this doesn't concern you, Chair, does it? Do those facts concern you?
That is not appropriate.
It's not appropriate. That's unfortunate, and that may be the problem in our eventual downfall as a country, certainly a state. It's a real problem. And I'm going to be a no on this for those reasons. And I just think that everyone in this room should be concerned when we have a relationship like this with these companies, when we have tens of thousands of dollars rolling in and millions of our tax dollars rolling out. I'll tell you right now, what worries me is somebody making a $5,000 donation and 13 days later being given $112,000 tax dollars a year. That concerns me. Question through the chair. You have appointees now. Would you ever appoint someone 13 days after a $5,000 donation?
I'm not going to answer that
Chairman,
question.
And I don't-
So you're out of order.
I'm a
You're
no.
out of order. Legislator Nolan.
Yes, I think that legislators who have concerns have places to bring those concerns where they could be addressed.
You use your microphone, please.
It's on.
Okay.
And I think that bringing those concerns to an arena where there is not a chance to look at materials in writing, to examine things in a broad context, just amounts to accusations without any opportunity for those who are accused to clarify the record. So I think that to do the work of the body, we need to know, for example, that this contract, this resolution, is 100% state dollars coming to the county. So accepting these dollars is to do our work. That to me is what's relevant here tonight on this resolution. And I think there are other forums for the concerns. I continue to feel that our business community and our healthcare community are slandered here in ways that are not acceptable to me to let go unchallenged, because these are people who are contributing to our county in many ways, are making donations that I believe every legislator would recognize are completely legal under our current system of campaign finance. And the opportunity to change campaign finance and make everybody play by a different set of rules, I can certainly understand that. But to berate people for operating legally under the current rules without, in a forum where those people are not present and don't have an opportunity to explain their actions, I object, and I think it's cowardly. So I would appreciate any kind of concerns being brought in a forum where they can be evaluated fully.
Legislator Hepner.
Move to call the vote. We are a short yes with the following no. Legislator Joseph Maloney.
We're a short yes.
The resolution is adopted 19-1.
Resolution 44, amending the 2019 Ulster County budget to accept increased funding from the New York State Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services for a minimum wage cost of living adjustment, Department of Mental Health.
We are a short yes with the following no. Legislator Petit.
Can I call on Legislator Petit, please?
Sorry. Thank you. I am, of course, in favor of mental health programs. I actually think we should be doing quite a bit more. But we also need to use due diligence in contracting with companies that truly have the community in mind, and it's not just a business for them. That is my reason for voting against it. It's due to one of the contracted organizations on this resolution. So I'm a no.
On the resolution.
We are a short yes with the following no. Legislator Laura Petit.
We're a short yes.
The resolution is adopted 19-1.
Resolution 45, authorizing the chair of the Ulster County Legislature to execute a contract with the New York State Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services, Department of Mental Health.
We are a short yes with the following no. Legislator Petit.
We're a short yes.
The resolution is adopted 19-1.
Resolution 59, authorizing the replacement of the Suntown Bridge in the town of Denning in and for the County of Ulster, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $970,000, and authorizing the issuance of $845,000 in bonds of said county to pay part of the cost thereof.
Archer.
Yes.
Bartels.
Yes.
Collins. Yes. DeLon. Yes. Donaldson. Yes. Eckert.
Yes.
Fabiano.
Yes.
Gerantine. Yes. Green.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Hepner.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Lopez.
Yes.
Maloney Joseph.
Yes.
Nolan.
Yes.
Petit. Yes. Roberts. Ronk.
Yes.
Waro.
Yes.
And Waltman.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted 20-0.
Resolution 61, authorizing the HVAC weatherization project for various county buildings in and for the County of Ulster, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $896,416, and authorizing the issuance of $896,416 in bonds of said county to pay the cost thereof.
Archer.
Yes.
Bartels.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
DeLon. Yes. Donaldson.
Yes.
Eckert.
Yes.
Fabiano.
Yes.
Gerantine. Green.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Hepner.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Lopez.
Yes.
Maloney Joseph.
Yes.
Nolan.
Yes.
Petit. Roberts.
Yes.
Ronk.
Yes.
Waro.
Yes.
And Waltman.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted 20-0.
Resolution 64, authorizing the replacement of the Stonehouse Bridge in and for the County of Ulster, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $200,000, and authorizing the issuance of $200,000 bonds of said county to pay the cost thereof.
Archer.
Yes.
Bartels.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
DeLon.
Yes.
Donaldson. Eckert.
Yes.
Fabiano.
Yes.
Gerantine. Green.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Hefner.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Lopez.
Yes.
Maloney Joseph.
Yes.
Nolan.
Yes.
Petit. Roberts.
Yes.
Ronk.
Yes.
Waro.
Yes.
And Waltman.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted 20-0.
Resolution 78, authorizing the replacement of the Stone Arch Bridge in and for the County of Ulster, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $235,000, and authorizing the issuance of $235,000 bonds of said county to pay the cost thereof.
Archer.
Yes.
Bartels.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
DeLon.
Yes.
Donaldson. Eckert.
Yes.
Fabiano.
Yes.
Gerantine. Green.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Hepner.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Lopez.
Yes.
Maloney Joseph. Nolan.
Yes.
Petit. Roberts.
Yes.
Ronk.
Yes.
Waro.
Yes.
And Waltman.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted 20-0.
Resolution 79, authorizing the replacement of the Enderley Bridge in and for the County of Ulster, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $150,000, and authorizing the issuance of $150,000 bonds of said county to pay the cost thereof.
Archer.
Yes.
Bartels.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
DeLon.
Yes.
Donaldson. Eckert.
Yes.
Fabiano.
Yes.
Gerantine. Green.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Hefner.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Lopez. Maloney Joseph. Nolan.
Yes.
Petit. Roberts.
Yes.
Ronk.
Yes.
Waro.
Yes.
And Waltman.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted 20-0.
Resolution 66, authorizing preliminary engineering expenses in connection with the replacement of the Maltby Hollow Bridge in and for the County of Ulster, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $120,000, and authorizing the issuance of $120,000 bonds of said county to pay the cost thereof.
Archer.
Yes.
Bartels.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
DeLon.
Yes.
Donaldson. Eckert.
Yes.
Fabiano.
Yes.
Gerantine. Green.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Hefner.
Yes.
Litz.
Abstain.
Lopez.
Yes.
Joseph Maloney.
Yes.
Nolan.
Yes.
Petit.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Ronk.
Yes.
Waro.
Yes.
And Waltman.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted 19-0 with one abstention. Legislator Litz.
Resolution 70, authorizing the upgrade to the countywide radio system for the County of Ulster, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $575,721, and authorizing the issuance of $575,721 in bonds of said county to pay the cost thereof.
Archer.
Yes.
Bartels.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
DeLon.
Yes.
Donaldson. Eckert.
Yes.
Fabiano.
Yes.
Gerantine. Green.
Yes.
Haynes.
Yes.
Hefner.
Yes.
Litz.
Yes.
Lopez.
Yes.
Maloney Joseph.
Yes.
Nolan.
Yes.
Petit.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Ronk.
Yes.
Waro.
Yes.
And Waltman.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted 20-0.
Legislator Hepner, did you want to correct the record on one
Yes.
of the resolutions?
I'd like to correct the record on resolution number 75 in the consent agenda for Legislator Petit for the purpose of employment accused.
An abstention.
Abstention.
The resolution is adopted 19-0 with one abstention. Legislator Petit.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to recognize Legislator Eckert to read tonight's memorials.
Richard M. Catrone, Marlborough, New York. Anita Williams Peck, Rosendale, New York. Annalise Woodworth, Lake Katrine, New York. Helen M. Potter, Kingston, New York. Robert K. Ploss, Kingston, New York. James F. Gilpatrick, Kingston, New York. Thomas N. Ector, Kingston, New York. Keith P. Helsmortel, Saugerties, New York. Tony Lodendijk, Johnston, Town of Ulster, New York. Paul T. Chimora, Kingston, New York.
Elva M. Ferdin Schreiber, Milton, New York. Robert D. Cook Jr., Hurley, New York. Eric S. Dockenhausen, Hidden Forest, Connecticut. Nancy Warnes, Saugerties, New York. Michael R. Lembo Jr., Modena, New York. Sherry Koski, St. Remy, New York. Merritt F. Rose, Cottikill, New York. Donnell B. Hyde, Pine Bush, New York. Claire M. Maschino, Bloomington, New York. Andrew J. Bavona, New Paltz, New York. Diane A. DeSicchio, Kingston, New York. Walter L. Mayer, Saugerties, New York. Carmela M. Dreiser, Kingston, New York. Linda Gillespie, Port Ewan, New York. Alvin Werbolowski, Atlanta, Georgia. Marilyn M. Koenig, Kingston, New York. Antoinette Cosman, Marlborough, New York. Howard J. Hurst II, Saugerties, New York. Thomas C. Slattery, Ulster Park, New York. F. Russell Abrams, New Paltz, New York. Ralph Brezia, Woodstock, New York. Mary Ashdown Kirk, Hurley, New York. John A. Schaetzel, Foxborough, Massachusetts. John Pismopoulos, Stone Ridge, New York. Vivian B. Saravallo, Hillsborough, New Jersey. June M. Chase Marnell, Kingston, New York. Thomas J. Macarill, Saugerties, New York. Isabel M. Ingalls, Pine Bush, New York. Jean Hahn, Saugerties, New York. Winifred M. Leonardo, Kingston, New York.
Legislator Archer.
I just wanted to acknowledge Anita Williams Peck. She was an instrumental person in this community. I've worked with her on a number of boards. She was kind, generous, always giving in the community, and she's done so many things, and she has left a gaping hole.
Legislator Litz.
Yes, I would like to add the name of Lester Litz from Ulster Park, New York.
Legislator Ronk.
Thank you. I just want to echo Legislator Archer's comments. As a graduate of Ulster County Community College, she has given so much to the educational community in Ulster County, in addition to holding a yearly public speaking contest, which was really, I know, special to her. And you should, see her face light up when she talked about the winners of her public speaking contest, which I'm relatively certain got a scholarship to the Ulster County Community College. Her donation of her time and her talents and her treasures to our college, I know it won't soon be forgotten, and I'm going to really miss her.
Legislator Haynes.
I'd like to add the name of my neighbor for over 30 years, Catalino Joseph Joe Viviani. He died suddenly on January 14th. And I ask that you keep his wife, Debbie, and family in prayers. Thank you.
Legislator Gerentine.
I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of myself and my family. My brother's name is the first one, Richard M. Catrone, on here. He had a very tough life, long. He was pretty young, but I want to thank you for mentioning his name tonight. Thank you.
Legislator Petit.
And I would like to say I knew Sherry Koski. She was an active auxiliary member for the St. Remy Firehouse. Always joined at the hip with her sister Terry, and I had the privilege of giving her sister a Pride of Ulster County Award. So she will be sorely missed in the St. Remy community.
Legislator Donaldson.
I'd like to say something about my mother-in-law, Annalise Woodworth. She was a war bride, came over this country. She was 18 years old. She grew up in wartime Germany, and her house was hit in Kassel, Germany, and relatives were killed in the very house that she was in. She ended up eating plaster at points. And then She had the fortune of meeting George Woodworth, who was an MP in the Army. And when you saw the pictures of them when they got married, you would swear they were movie stars. It was a movie picture.
Legislator Waltman.
Yes, if I may, I'd like to add a couple words about Jim Kilpatrick. He was a larger-than-life figure in the Kingston community. You always see him. He had a smile and a cigar at all times. He was quite a man. And we lost another larger-than-life figure in our community, Diane DeSico. She was a person of the community and was really well-liked, and she will be missed. And if I would just like to acknowledge also the passing of Marilyn Koenig. She was the wife of former City of Kingston Mayor Koenig. Thank you.
Thank you. The next regular meeting of the Ulster County Legislature will be held on March 19th, 2019 at 7 p.m. in the Legislative Chambers, 6th floor, Ulster County Office Building, 244 Fair Street, Kingston. Resolution deadline is Wednesday, February 27th at 12 noon, 2019. Legislator Litz, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Madam Chairwoman, I will make a motion for adjournment.
Do we have a second? Thank you. Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.